Guys, AI art is everywhere, including coloring books. Recently, I went down a rabbit hole of Amazon coloring books. So I was looking up videos on YouTube about indie publishers and how much they make. I was trying to find actual book publishers. Then I stumbled upon Amazon KDP, which is like Amazon's publishing service. And then a lot of people have been making what they call low content books to upload there to make money. So I went down a rabbit hole watching that. Then I found this guy called Self-Publishing Empire, who titled this video, Income Report Amazon KDP, 20 coloring books equals how much money? So I'm nosy, so I'm like, how much did you make from 20 coloring books? The answer is about £1,000, by the way, if you wanted to know that. So he kind of went through this video talking about how he makes these coloring books. Like he was like, yeah, I'm cranking these out so fast, da 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 da. So I was like, well, how are you drawing this then? Because the art takes a while, right?
The interior is really, really nice, especially for Mid-Journey at that time. This was created back in November, as I mentioned.
So yeah, he used Mid-Journey, which is an AI software to generate the pages of his coloring book. So I was just kind of curious. I was like, let me go on Amazon and look at these books. And I went down a rabbit hole. They're very interesting. But I went and looked at his book. Dinosaurs in Space, a coloring book for adults and teens. Great gift for dinosaur fans. So the fronts, this page is already giving really, really, really AI. I just want you to look at the side of the dino's neck. It looks like there's like an arm or something that's supposed to be there, but it's not really there. I don't know what's cooking over there with the arm. And let's not even get started with the really, really egregiously wonky stars, or the fact that this dino has 2 eyes, like just on one side of his head, and 3 nostrils, and a lot of missing teeth on the other side of his mouth. But it is what it is, I guess. So we can look at some of the pages here. An epic coloring adventure, 46 unique illustrations. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We have dinos with no arms, by the way. Like he's got 2 legs. Are these even legs? No arms. This dino also has no arms. This bronchosaurus has, oh my god, 2 back legs and 3 really, really dangly arms. This T-Rex only has 1 leg. By the way, don't send hate to this guy. It's just funny, man, because he's like, yeah, I think the illustrations are great, but none of the dinos have like the proper number of arms these dinos should have. By the way, when it comes to these coloring books, one way you can tell if it was AI generated is the amount of particles that are inside the artwork. Like you see the dino here, right? There's just all of these gray dots just filling it, kind of like speckle work. Same with this dino. But the thing is, that does not make for a good coloring experience. I've used many coloring books because I just think they're sometimes fun, right? You don't want a coloring book with that many specks and particles because when you color over it, it's going to make the colors really gray and washed out, right? This leaf here, which looks like a 420 leaf, that's not going to be fun to color over. Even if you put green over it, it's going to be a really, really dark color. And this machine that he's flying on is so small and detailed that it's probably going to be really hard to color. Like if you don't have like colored pens, any crayon or brush or marker would be too thick to color in the details reasonably well. I'm not trying to say this to like flame. Sorry, well, I guess I am. But like the point I'm basically trying to make is that all of these things, when you keep in mind, it's made from the point of view of a machine or something. Because when a human being were to make a coloring book, they would keep all of that in account when designing the book for the best color experience for their user. So then if we scroll down to the reviews, it says 3.6 out of 5, 50% 5-star, and a lot of 4, 3, 2, and 1-star reviews. 25% are 2 and below. And somebody writes, hilarious, cool concept, but hilarious mistakes. The idea of dinosaurs in space was so fun, I had to buy it. But thumbing through, I noticed some bizarre oversights. Many of the dinos were either missing limbs entirely or had extra growths. I'm gonna call them for a lack of better word. That either looked like they were depicted as they were evolving to walk on Earth or were generated to show some weird birthing process. That poor animal in the last pic. Did his back leg just detach? Was there another one to match? What the heck is sprouting from his chest? I give it 3 stars because, like I said, the idea is fun. The execution leaves a little bit to be desired. I didn't even show all the examples of the extraneous mystery parts, but there are some cool ones of dinos in spacesuits that should be fun to color. And I'll try just to black out the parts that might give me nightmares on the others. That bronchosaurus with all of these extra growths. Oh my god, again. Oh, Jesus. This guy has 3 legs and a whole bunch of growths on his chest. This pterodactyl looking thing has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 limbs with, again, a ton of extra growths. This guy's got 3 arms. This T-Rex has some mouth-shapen hands. And this dino, again, has 4 limbs, but then this 1 extra growth coming out of his stomach for some reason. And another person writes, looks like AI was told to make a coloring book. Some of the ideas are cool, but the lines are low resolution and they look AI creates because limbs are missing or there's too many things that just look wrong. And I like how it's listed as now updated with improved designs. So maybe he saw the AI critique and updated it. So here we have another one from this guy called Robot Dinosaurs. Again, we got a dino with 3 arms, different amount of toes, 2 eyes on the side of the head. Interesting. It's got 1 review. They didn't add any pictures. They literally just gave it 3 stars. But as you can see here, here are some of the photo examples. Again, what I mean with all this grayed out detailing, right? Like all this area is already gray, which means that it's going to make for a sucky coloring book because it's going to print gray. And coloring over gray is still going to make it look gray. It's going to have like a very grayish blue or a grayish green. So that's just one thing that already tells me this is probably already AI or some generation because it's not made with coloring in mind or the coloring process in mind. And more intricacy does not equal good coloring book pages, right? Like all of these pages are really intricate, but it's going to make it for actually a more lame coloring experience because all of these fine details can't even be colored. And again, once again, we have the dino with 1, 2, 3 legs, right? This guy has like an insane amount of fingers on this hand. Yeah, it's all AI. But I went down a rabbit hole and found some more AI coloring books. So we have this one by Lena Keys called Funky Sugaring Skull Coloring Book. Do I need to tell you why it's AI? There's already two eyes. Like the eyeballs have 2 irises in them, like 2 pupils. Look at the photos. From the publisher, Funky Sugaring Skull Adult Coloring Book for Stress Relief and Mindful Relaxation for Men and Women. This is screaming AI. Need I say more? Let's just look at the skeleton with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fingers on one hand, 1, 2, 3, improper number of fingers, improper number of bones in the arms. Yeah. So he is supposed to be drawing. These are all pencils, but it also looks like he's smoking because there's smoke coming out of this alleged pencil. And look at the skulls on the bottom with the eyes looking all wonky. This is like a jar that has like weird limbs and alien ears coming out of it. And here are some of the available designs. And there are 3 ratings, 2 5-star reviews and 1 1-star review. The 5-star just says, awesome coloring book, great pictures and fun to color. And somebody says awful. If I could give it 0 stars, I would. It's so small you can't even color the actual pages itself. It's like a gray color. It's trash, to be honest. So here we have a review where they're actually flipping through the book. It's a little bit blurry. And this is probably made by a family member or friend. But I'm just gonna point out again, the things that makes it a sucky coloring book is the fact that so much stuff is grayed out already. The hearts, the detailing, the leaves, they're already gray, which means you can't put color over it because it's going to look gray. If I wanted to make the leaves green, I can't even do that because it's gray already. Also, why does it look like each page is made by a different person? Oh wait, it's made by AI, right? Like look at the outline thickness on this page versus the thickness on this one versus the thickness on this one. Also, again, what is going on with the hand here? All these little details. Again, this hand cannot be colored because it's all gray. So yeah, this is most definitely giving very AI vibes to me, especially with like cups kind of melting into each other on the sides, if you guys can see that. Here's another one. Shook your skull wearing a headphone, except the headset is also blacked out, so you can't color it. That defeats the purpose of a coloring book. So here's another one called Steampunk, a meditation coloring book by Millennial Monk Publishing, with 3.6 average reviews. Let's take a look at this cover photo right here, guys. Is this AI? Oh boy, because it most definitely is. I have no idea what the hell is going on here. AI just has a tendency to put a ton of details, but if you look a little closely, none of the details actually make any ounce of sense whatsoever. And here are the pages. And remember what I said about a lot of fine particular detailing and blacking out colors making it for a lame coloring book? Yeah. Like, how are you going to color this car? Because this book is small. It's not a huge book. You're not getting poster-sized book. How are you going to color in all of the little details here? I'm going to need a microscope to do that. If we look at the reviews, 17 reviews, 3.6 out of 5. 48% are 5 stars and a lot of 1-star reviews. So somebody says, great designs. I really like the Steampunk coloring book. Has pretty unique designs compared to others out there. When they're finished, they look great. Somebody gave it 1 star. Dislike pictures. Too difficult to color and blend, which is exactly what I said. And B says, receive this book as a gift. Nearly all the pages are blurry enough that I cannot use it. Look at the photos. Again, all of this fine detailing that you can't color because it's too fine. This car, again, so many fine details on the car. You cannot color it. This is a weird bicycle with a really, really banged up amalgamation of wheels going on in the back. And I feel like because it's called steampunk, people might overlook the AI because they might blame it as, oh, this is just part of the steampunk design. No, this is just poor design because it's made by AI. Here's allegedly a steampunk microscope. Again, with all of the fine particular detailing and circles that don't really look like circles. Here's another one, Steampunk coloring book for adults, relaxing art therapy, by DMAK Publishing. Let's look at the cover, guys. Oh boy. I feel like by now we are all experts in spotting AI, and this is most definitely AI. Just look at her hair. Your hair, uh-oh, my camera froze. I just looked over at my other screen when I'm recording and I realized my camera has been frozen. And I don't know how long it's been frozen, but I'm gonna be honest, I'm a little lazy and looking back at all this AI art is gonna make my eyes bleed. So please bear with me and I'll have my editor try to fix it. Back to the AI coloring books though. We have another one called Steampunk Coloring Book for Adults, Relaxing Art Therapy and Intricate High Details, yada yada yada, by DMAK Publishing. Guys, I feel like at this point, I don't need to tell you that this is AI art by an absolute mile. Let's just look at the girl. Okay, first things first, hair is the biggest indicator of AI, and they come out of one part of your head and they do not attach on the other end. So why are so many strands of her hair coming out of her head and then reattaching back into her head? That's not how that's supposed to work. Again, very weird zipper detailing going on the clothing. If you look at the gears on her head, they don't make any sense, right? All this fine detail that when you look closely makes no sense. There's gears with teeth that are missing from it or teeth that are stuck into each other. Again, look at the photos here. Highly detailed photos that have a lot of fine detail that don't make any sense, that are not details that are added with specific intention from a human. And again, details that are so fine, it's not possible to color. Like this gun, the side of the gun barrel. What is all that fine detailing? You can't really color that in because it's too fine. Not to mention things that don't make sense. There's a trigger and that there's like something behind the trigger. You can't even pull it because there's something obstructing it. We have this one, 101 Calmness, Adult Coloring Book, Relaxing Books that Calm Your Mind and Stress Relief by Coloring Book AMA. This is already giving very AI. The colors are definitely giving AI. I mean, one thing we can look at is the thickness of the bands of the chair. They don't match up. So there's a whole bunch of customer reviews, right? This one actually has 1.9K reviews and it airs very favorably, with 76% being 5-star reviews. You know, we have the coloring book pages, interesting so far. And then we have this person saying 4 stars because I love the artwork, but it would have been 5 stars if the pages were a little thicker. But then we have this page. Oh, look, we have a raccoon with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fingers on one paw, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fingers on the other paw. Interesting. We have a dog with a hoof just under a leg. And then, not to mention, look at the background. This chair has like an arm, but the arm is like stuck into the thing of the chair, like the cushion of the chair. You know, we also have a table with only 2 legs, which reasonably would not balance. So some aspects of it are quite interesting. And yeah, the bottom of the chairs don't match up. Chair has 1 connector here, but no other connectors on the 4 legs. But this one has 2 connectors here and then no more connectors for the back legs. So yeah, it's definitely, for me, giving AI. I just went down this little rabbit hole about AI coloring books, so I wanted to share this rabbit hole with you guys. I feel like it's always a scenario where a whole bunch of people kind of are like, I want to get rich quick. How can I do that? AI art and selling it in the form of a coloring book? I don't know, right? It's always people with AI art. They find some way to utilize it to try to get rich quick through making, I don't know, NFTs or AI coloring books or something. Is what it is, bro. I'm not a fan of that stuff. Fan of coloring books, just not AI coloring books, because they also make for shitty coloring books. Doesn't even make it for a good coloring experience. Not ethical and also not fun. So there's that. I just wanted to share my little rabbit hole with you guys. So thank you for listening along. If you like this video, I appreciate it if you like to subscribe. I also changed my background, so a little bit more fun and funky going on here. And I also stream on Twitch 3 days a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, Saturdays at 6 p.m. PST. So I hope to catch you guys there or in another one of my videos. Peace.